Most people talk about the new moon and the equinox like they are two separate spiritual events. But on the walk of the sacred feminine, they are not separate at all. They are part of the same process. The new moon is where we cleanse. The new moon is where we clear. The new moon is where we choose the intention. And then the equinox comes in as the moment where what was named in stillness is planted into motion. So for me, this is not just about manifestation. This is not just about writing a cute list of things you want. This is about sacred feminine preparation. This is about making room. This is about naming the seed. This is about planting what you are ready to see birthed. And this is about becoming the woman who can carry what wisdom conceived. If you've been feeling like something new is trying to come through you, but your spirit has been crowded, your mind has been noisy, your energy has been heavy, then this is for you. Because before a thing is birthed, the chamber must be cleansed. And before a woman can carry something new, she has to stop feeding what is old. That is what this window is for. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is treating sacred timing like content, like it's just another trend. The new moon comes, so people say, set your intentions. The equinox comes, so people say, fresh start. But what I want to offer you is something deeper. The new moon is not just for making a wish list. The new moon is first a cleansing. It is the dark place where you begin emptying out what is stale, heavy, cluttered, chaotic, outdated, and no longer worthy of being carried into your next season. Because powerful intention does not come out of inner clutter. Powerful intention comes after the clearing. And then the equinox comes as the planting. Balance, threshold, movement, emergence. What was cleared and named under the new moon can now be placed into motion. So the way I see it is this. The new moon clears the chamber. The new moon helps you name the seed. The equinox plants that seed into the field, and wisdom births it through the woman who carries it well. That is the sequence. That is the sacred feminine rhythm. So let's start with the new moon. If you are following this in the way I teach it, the first thing is not asking, what do I want? The first thing is asking, what needs to go? What is taking up space in me? What have I been carrying that does not belong in the life I say I want? What thought patterns have overstayed their welcome? What resentment am I feeding? What fear am I rehearsing? What old identity keeps demanding to come with me, even though I know she cannot go where I am going? Because before anything is birthed, there has to be room for it. And this cleansing is not just symbolic. It can be physical. Clean your room, move things around, open windows, remove broken things, throw out what feels stale, take down what belongs to an old chapter. It can be emotional. Release resentment. Name what hurt. Notice what still has a grip on you. It can be mental. Reduce noise. Pull back from chaos. Stop feeding yourself confusion all day long. The point is this. The chamber must be cleansed before the seed is named. And I love that because it gives the new moon substance. It stops it from being fluffy. It makes it sacred. Not because you lit a candle, but because you became honest enough to empty what was crowding your spirit. Now after cleansing comes the intention. This is where I want to be very clear. I do not think this is the time for 10 scattered desires. I do not think this is the time for a giant list, just because you can make one. For me, this is about asking, what is the one thing I am ready to carry? What is the one seed I am willing to nourish? What is the one reality I am ready to stop fantasizing about and begin conceiving? And when you find it, write it down. One sentence. Present tense. Not. I want, not. I hope, not. One day, but hoyt, I am. I have. I live. Because this is not just wishful thinking. This is sacred instruction. This is the naming of the seed. This is the moment where you stop scattering your energy and say, this is what I am ready to see birthed. And I love the feminine wisdom in that, because it is not frantic. It is not desperate. It is not trying to force 10 things at once. It is choosing. And there is power in choosing. There is power in saying, this is the life I am no longer just dreaming about. This is the life I am ready to prepare for. This is what I am willing to carry with devotion. That is what intention becomes in this framework. Not fantasy, not performance, not spiritual decoration, but a sacred seed. And then the equinox comes. This is where the rhythm shifts, because the new moon gives us darkness, stillness, and space to clear and choose. But the equinox gives us balance, and balance is powerful. It is the threshold where light and dark stand face to face, neither dominating, neither erased, just balance. And that is why this is such a potent planting moment, because what was named in stillness under the new moon is now ready to be planted into motion. So if the new moon said, clear the chamber and choose the seed, the equinox says, now place it into the field. This is where you bring intention into embodiment. This is where you say, I am no longer just holding this inwardly. I am now entrusting it to the rhythm of life. I am planting it. I am sealing it. I am agreeing to carry it. And I think that is the part people miss. They want the result. But the sacred feminine path is not just about wanting the result. It is about becoming the woman who can carry the thing she asked for. That is why I call this wisdom birthing. Because wisdom is not just whispering ideas in your ear. Wisdom is forming something through you. And once it is conceived, it asks something of you. It asks for steadiness. It asks for care. It asks for alignment. It asks for a woman who will stop uprooting the seed with fear, impatience, and contradiction. So on the equinox, what you do is plant what was named. You seal it with intention. You honor it with presence. And you recognize that what is being birthed requires your participation. This is the heart of the message for me. This is not just manifestation. This is not just positive thinking. This is not just saying nice words and waiting for the universe to drop something into your lap. This is wisdom birthing, which means first the woman clears, then she chooses, then she plants, then she carries, and that carrying matters. Because a lot of women want the new thing, but they are still emotionally feeding the old thing. They want abundance, but speak lack all day. They want peace, but stay loyal to chaos. They want new love, but keep rehearsing old wounds. They want a new identity, but keep speaking from the mouth of the version of themselves they say they are leaving. And this is where sacred feminine work gets real. Because once something has been conceived, your life has to begin cooperating with it. Your speech, your choices, your boundaries, your habits, your self-concept, your environment, all of it becomes nourishment or poison. So when I say wisdom birthing, I mean this. What you cleanse for, what you choose, and what you plant must be carried by the woman you are becoming. And that is why some things must gestate in silence, not because silence is trendy, but because what is newly conceived does not need constant exposure. It needs protection. It needs warmth. It needs nourishment. It needs devotion. And this part is so important After the equinox, do not rush to explain everything. Do not rush to announce everything. Do not rush to seek validation for what has only just begun. Some things grow best in silence. Some things need hidden gestation before visible emergence. And I think women understand this deeply, even if we do not always put words to it. Not everything sacred is supposed to be immediately public. Not every seed needs commentary. Not every becoming needs an audience. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is protect what has been conceived. Let it root. Let it strengthen. Let it become undeniable before you drag it into too much noise. So in those days after the equinox, the practice becomes very simple. Stay close to the intention. Keep your inner speech aligned. Catch yourself when you start speaking from the old identity. Do not keep digging up the seed to see if it's growing. Do not poison it with contradiction. Do not abandon it because nothing dramatic happened in 48 hours. Carry it, nourish it, protect it, because that is how wisdom-born things come into visible form. So if I were to make this very simple, this is the rhythm. Under the new moon, cleanse. Clear your room, clear your energy, clear your mind, clear your emotional body, clear what cannot go with you. Then choose the intention. One seed, one sentence, one living truth you are ready to see birthed. At the equinox planted, seal it. Acknowledge that what was named in silence is now being placed into motion. This can be through prayer, journaling, candle work, speaking it aloud, quiet ritual, meditation, or simply deep, intentional presence. Afterward, carry it. Protect it, embody it, speak from it, live from it, nourish it as though it matters. Because it does. So no, I do not see the new moon as just a time to write a wish list, and I do not see the equinox as just a seasonal reset. I see them as part of the same sacred feminine process. The new moon clears the chamber. The new moon helps you choose the intention. The equinox plants what you are ready to see birthed, and wisdom brings it forth through the woman who knows how to carry it well. So as you move through this window, ask yourself, what am I cleansing? What am I choosing? What am I ready to plant? And who must I become to carry it well? Because on the walk of the sacred feminine, it is not enough to want a new life. You must become a vessel that can hold it. We are the women of the spiral, the ones who return, the ones who remember, the ones who rise. If this spoke to you, comment below. What are you cleansing, and what are you ready to birth? And if you are walking this path with me, subscribe and come deeper into the work.